Happy Sunday. Welcome, folks, to the Land Tamper stream. Hope your weekend has been productive and has involved many good bits and good chunks of learning, good meat chunks. It has been for me, really, in a lot of respects. And we're going to do a little bit of labbing here in a minute. I do want to kind of review where I'm at. Got some exciting things coming up. So, for one, I've got, starting on Wednesday, this Monday, a week from this Monday, actually was going to be my next written exam date. And due to some family responsibilities, many of you may know, I pushed it off. So I'd actually taken time off from Wednesday to Monday. And that's going to give me actually 6 full days of solid labbing. So labbing and learning. I say labbing. It's going to be, study for the CCIE written. So I'm really excited about that. And for that reason, my weekend plans changed. Like, my wife wasn't feeling too good, so I had a lot of study time, but I ended up using it to work in Azure. And a lot of that has to do with things that are going on with work. Some things that I'm trying to learn that will help me on my job. And also for a project I have that is CCI related, of course, and that is the EVNG automation, lab automation project. And when I say lab automation, that is not to automate the lab itself. That is to automate the deployment of the EVNG virtual machine and everything else that is needed to support it, install it, and use it, right? So some of that work, the work of that project and some of my work projects, my day job projects overlap right now. And so, and I had something on my mind and I started working on it Saturday morning and I just went through it all till the end of the day. In fact, until near the end of the day, I resolved an issue I'd been working on for a long time to do with the key vault and keys and or secrets, I should say. And I mean, I almost jumped up and just shouted yes. It was one of those moments. It took me way longer than it should have, and I'll explain some of that too, that thought process. But one of the lessons learned from last week, and this is actually from on the job, is that don't forget to commit and git. That's a great Dr. Seuss. I should get a t-shirt made. But yeah, I learned a lesson. I'd worked on some templates for a while and neglected to, I'd save them, which overwrote some good work with some bad work. And what I'd not done is done a commit earlier, because that's one great thing about, even if you're working locally with files, and like I have some Git repos here. I'm about to pull down the latest EVNG lab automation project repo to this Mac, because this Mac is not up to date. But I had some good work on here and I had not done a commit, a local commit. And we're not talking about pushing up to the master repo, but anyway, lesson learned. So commit once, commit often. It's just like the save. But the great thing about the danger with save in the past is that let's say you're working on a Visio document, a Visio drawing, multiple drawings in a single file, and you could really screw something up and click save, and when you're saving to your local folder, that save could be very detrimental. You could be actually, by virtue of doing a save, you could be erasing very good information. That's the legacy, that's the old way of doing things, right? File save and relying on that. What I used to do to sort of mimic what Git does now is versioning. So I would do oftentimes with a project where I worked on large, long chain scripts. The chain script for, routing changes or switch changes might be printed out 20, 30 pages long. But I would work on those and I would never do a file save. Never did a file save. always did a file save as, and would save the file with a different, date and timestamp in the file name, which is great. It was a safe way of doing things, and it was a very primitive way of versioning, but it did. I started doing that out of hard knocks. Git takes away that problem. As long as you do your commits. Your commits is like the old save a version of, right? So like I have a change here, obviously. I've saved it. Because in Virtual Studio Code, for example, it has Git integration. And I've done a save, so there's no blue mark here. But I've not done a commit yet. So I have a pending change here in source control. So, the blue here shows what my changes are. So I'll just say a few edits and commit. All fine and good. That's great, but notice this change has not been pushed up to the master repo. I'm on the master branch, but it's not been pushed up to the origin repo, I should say. I've actually got 3 changes that need to go up, but I could still roll back, which is great. That's the power of Git, right? And so anyway, lesson learned, very important lesson learned. So on written progress, I did do some work on that on Friday, and I got through ISIS, the last of that. I started VPN technologies. This may not be new, but I got through mpls operations, which is cool. That also included VRF Lite. And let me pull that up. I think I've got the network lessons, because I want to just think about this going forward for the rest of the week, and what I expect to sort of accomplish during my study vacation. I call it a studycation. It's not a staycation, a studycation. One of many I have taken since starting this journey of the CCIE written. So yeah, I got through operations. I'm ready, pretty much ready to start. Yeah, I did LDP. By the way, I have quite a few new caps, so feel free to use these if you ever want to refer back to them. This obviously is not as exhaustive as some of the other ones out there, but it's growing. My Git repo with packet captures, it's a mix of things from building my own labs, INE labs, network lessons labs, but I've got several now, ISIS, and I think I created mpls LDP. When is the date created? Oh, interesting. That's one thing you lose with Git, don't you? Oh no, you don't. 1021. That's whenever I copied it into this repo file, but yeah, I'm pretty sure I saved one here yesterday. Oh, ISIS route leaking. Yeah, so that's from Friday night. Oh, I have not done a pull. All right, so that's the thing about Git, though, is that, hey, Duke for him is here. Good to see you, my friend. Hope your weekend has been going well. Looks like yesterday you were getting a lot done. All day study day. That's awesome, man. You and I have how many days? You have, let's see, I'm doing it on Monday. You're doing it on Friday, I think. So I have 57. You have 54. So, yeah, man. Good to see you, as always. So, yeah, I'm in my local Git folder. And I actually have a couple of Git folders, right? This one I actually sync with Google Drive as well. Yeah, we'll do a Git pull. Oh, yeah. LDP adjacency, yeah. So as you can see, all these were updated. Some authentications. I got quite a few ISIS now. Whereas I think I had 1 or 0 before. That should probably be called mpls, yeah. So there we go. That's where I'm at. Now, going forward, Again, I hope to finish up this Azure stuff today or tomorrow, and then I work Monday and Tuesday, and I'll probably do some review of MPLS operations and a couple. Okay, I already started this then. Yeah, I'm already into MPLS L3 VPNs. I did VRF Lite. Okay, no, I didn't. Yeah, I'm on this. So I hope to do, if we think about it, let me look at how many lessons we're talking here. DMVPN is big. IPv6 tunneling. Metro E. That's not enough, I don't think. I looked at this lesson already. That is not enough for, I think, what needs to be covered. Okay, encryption, IPsec, interesting. That is sort of different than DMVPN and then GetVPN. I think there's a lab in here. Okay, infrastructure security. Okay, so basically in 2 months, I really need to get through 4, 5, and 6, all these units. And I need to get through 4, 5, and 6, and I need to, all right, these are my goals. 2 months in, right? 2 months in strategy. Let's talk strategy, folks. Yeah, I failed my first boson practice test Friday night. Got 50%. That's not too bad, dude, friend. Don't worry. Did you do... All right, so on the boson, did you do... I'm assuming you did 120 minutes or no, 140 minutes and 100 questions. I'm assuming that's what you did on the boson. By the end, I was doing boson by the end. Prior to the last attempt, I was doing, if you were following me, I don't know if you were following me on my streams then or not, but I did a week's worth of boson. Yes, a 2-hour 100 questions. Hated the match ones. Oh, yeah. Where the drag and drop. Yeah, those are rough. Those are rough. But yeah, the boson is very good at preparing you for that. They say, I will attest that at least in the terms of the format, how the test runs, and you know this, because I think you used it too for your T-shoot, but like the T-shoot for the boson was so very similar to the test. Obviously the content was not the same, but the experience was spot on. And the same I would say is for the written, the CCIE routing and switching written, like the experience of, just the format, how the testing works, sort of the, it's very, I highly recommend doing the boson. I will say though that, and this is not really the fault of boson, but I don't know, if you had to lay out, if you took all the CCI routing and switching topics from the blueprint and you made, I don't know, you wrote on a piece of paper, like a 3x5 note card, and you laid them all out on a wooden floor in a room, one for each blueprint point, right? One for each outline level on the blueprint, and you laid those all out on in a big room on a flat wooden floor, or at a gym on a basketball court, right? There are so many, and you are tested with only 100 questions in 2 hours. So, and this has been my experience both times. You're going to get questions. There's no way to cover all those areas, right? Obviously. So you're going to get, a scatter shot of cards handed to you, those 100 cards, 100 out of, let's say you put, 600 out on the board, you're going to get 50 of them or 100 of them. statistically speaking. All right, so not to belabor this too much, but the boson is great. Like the boson has great material, great references. It's not super up to date. Now, I have not run an update in a while. I should do that right now just to see if they have any updates. Like they don't have, they had material for Evolving Technologies 1.0, right? It really did not cover, and no blame on boson. I mean, there's no way they could cover every single one of those cards. They covered a lot of them. But, you know, on each of those cards, remember, just thinking the illustration, there's a lot of information on front and back. So the boson is going to hit quite a few of those cards out of those 500 total practice test questions. And it's only going to hit, you know, maybe a few points on those cards. So it's great for that. It's great for helping you identify holes in your, or gaps in your knowledge, areas that you need to go deeper. And I would say that is what boson is a really good tool for, especially at the end, how it gives you the results and it shows you, you know, you're weak on, I mean, it breaks it down, the score, exactly the way that the real exam breaks down your score in terms of, you know, the 3 areas, or not 3, but the multiple areas. So they're actually 6, right? Or 7, really. Yeah, there's 7, what do they call these? Major outline headings. Okay, so VPN, L2, L3, infrastructure security, infrastructure services, evolving technologies. Network principles is another one. So really like 8 units. Wait, L1, network principles, L2, L3, VPN, infrastructure security, infrastructure services, and evolving technologies. Yeah, this matches pretty much the actual blueprint. So boson is going to really help you identify those weak areas. You know, I would not expect to see those questions on the exam. But and you know, you don't want any study tool that's going to do that, right? You want the CCIE written to be a very legitimate, lofty, and boson has been always upheld. It's not brain dumps. It's not cheats. They work very closely with, or supposedly the people, some of the people that are involved with producing the boson exam are also on like the CCIE feedback committee, whatever that's called. The same thing that I think Tom Hollingsworth is on. He recently did a great blog post about that. I think I linked it. Can't talk and chew gum, sorry. I loaded the wrong VM. I'm real curious to see, boson typically had, when I was doing boson about every day, I'd say every 2 or 3 days, you'd have to download an update, which is always a good sign. Now, I have a couple of products in there, 2 products, so I don't know. But let's just see. Now, I have not used this since the last fail. So I haven't used this probably in 3 months. Let's see what kind of updates it has. The other great thing, dude, for him, and that I could recommend on it is, yeah, I would test continually and then hit those weak areas, but don't, you know, and I know you know this, you've achieved already certifications with Cisco, but, you know, don't count on it to, you don't necessarily need to memorize those answers, although that wouldn't hurt, but just use it to identify those weak areas, hit those weak target areas hard, and then come back and take the boson again. You might get a lower score. That's okay. I'm just setting you up for that. That's what happened to me. I did probably 20 different full tests of boson. Normal 2-hour test. I also did, towards the end, I was doing custom exams, all 500 questions, random order. And I was getting, you know, the last exam I did before taking the first written, I think I had like a 97% score. So my scores definitely did go up, and it definitely did help me in that area. Oh shoot, man, it's been so long. Let me see if I can remember the password here. I've got it in my LastPass. Oh, here we go. Shoot. All right, let's see if that works. No. I wonder, is it possible to do, I guess it is. I've just never used it, key authentication with Windows. Like you can on a Linux machine with, you know, SSH keys. What if you could do that in Windows? Okay, my secure note did not lie. Awesome. Yeah, we'll check on that, see how that is. But anyway, that's where I'm at. So strategy. Let me just write it down. 60-day strategy. Continue to form this. My goal is to complete network lessons, units 4, 5, and 6. And this seems to be working out pretty well. This is neckercube flashcard review throughout. Number 2, evolving technologies guide. Curious, Dufrim, have you seen that yet in Safari? Has it popped up yet? I need to renew, or get a Safari sub going again, just for that, or nothing else. I've been so focused on this. I can probably move this out of the way here, minimize. All right, so let's check out boson. I haven't gotten used to daylight savings time. It always takes me, I keep looking at the clock like it's later than it really is, which is great. I love that feeling. And of course, the other way around is no fun. So the official Evolving Technologies, the Cisco Press Evolving Technologies Guide, Jason Gooley is one of the authors. Published October 26th, yeah. So supposedly if you bought it, I guess you can now order it. No, not for sale. Still not for sale. But I'd heard some rumblings that it might be available in Safari Books Online. Yeah, Jason Gooley, Ramiro Garza Rios, and Brad Edgeworth, authors. So that's one of my goals, is to go through that. I might try a little music today, folks. We'll try it out. Y'all let me know if it's too... I found this, I'm using this YouTube playlist. It's free music. So we'll see... yes, you can read on Safari. Cisco Press gave me a refund because they said they have online marketplace issues. Oh, so you tried to buy it online? Interesting. Obviously, they have, because it still says not for sale, but it says released October 26, which is interesting. So cool. Okay, yeah, I'm going to do that. In fact, putting that on my list. Yes, and they charge me for it. Oh, really? So they got to refund you. Great. Yeah, I'm putting that on my projects list right now. I did not have that on my list, but I'm going to add that. I have a projects list that I keep all my to-do items in. Yeah, so that's a goal, is to go ahead and read that. And what is the site again, dude, for him, where you can order? It's actually less expensive if you become a member of this organization than it is an annual Safari Books Online subscription. acm.org, yeah, right here. And I heard about this on Router Gods as well. This is, yeah, so if you join, you can get a Safari Online subscription. So as part of it, I think it's like $90 or something a year. Anyway, so here's boson. Now let's see. I have, as you can see, I have 2 exams. The T-Shoot, which is a Cisco Press, and the CCIE routing and switching written. So let me try to load this exam. It should say there's an update. Yeah, I think it's checking. Yeah, update exam. Here we go. And there is an update available. Cool. Yeah, let's see. I'm curious to see what updates there are. Evolving Tech Guide you just mentioned is available. Oh, thank you, Packet Chaos. Awesome. Yep, I'm going to be, good to see you. Yeah, I'm going to be, so that's my next goal. So realistically, I need to complete these units. Let's just say 30 days. And that is with some vacation days. And some trips. So really by November 30th. You know, I may do that. I don't know. Let's be ambitious here. We want to be realistic, but then Evolving Technologies Guide. I want to cover that in like 10 days. So we're going to put December 10th. I do have some other vacation days in there, some studycation days. That leaves me 20 days, and we're going to use that for, we're going to do boson, flashcards, and additional review of the network lessons is now up to date. Cool. I wonder if they have some questions about the new Evolving Technology sections. If so, that would be cool. Definitely a reason to continue to do some boson exams. Now, where did network lessons go? Too many windows. I want to go back to, so I skipped, right? I skipped RIP, EIGRP, OSPF, and BGP. So I could go back to sections 3, 4 through 7. Network lessons. Trenchman, hey, it's going well. How are you doing, sir? Hope all is well. I'm getting ready for, I got 57 days, and I've got a studycation coming up this week, Wednesday through Monday. So I'm pretty excited about that. Like, I haven't really taken time off anyway in a while. So just having time off, period, and then to be able to use it and just dive in is going to be, yeah, Big Abe, got this written test coming up, 57 days. So this is my strategy, and I think this is going to work pretty well. I mean, basically, I call this last 20 days like the scramble days. I got this, man. I told my wife, man, I want this so bad. Third attempt. If I fail, I will keep going. I already know that. Thanks, Packet Chaos, man. I will say, this is, yeah, Virtual Studio Code. This is my new CLI. I spent, for example, this week, I spent a little time in the CLI, not much. Logged into, secure CRT, logged into routers, but I spent pretty much most of my week in VS Code and in Azure DevOps. And we're going to spend some time in this today. The extensions are killer. The extensions are what make this. It's not so much about the layout and the key, the shortcut keys and the features. It's written for developers. It's made for developers. It's free. It's made by Microsoft. Of course, I have Visual Studio, which is the full version. I have it for the Mac. And it's huge. I could sit here and tell it to load, and we'd be sitting here for a couple minutes. I've got all kinds of extensions in it too, but this is the slimmed down version, and it's got a lot of features and functionality. Integration with Git. It tells you, you can do live share. I can share with you guys. It recognizes the formats you're using, whatever file you open, and like we'll see in a minute when we edit an Azure template, resource manager template. It's telling you, it's doing linting as you code, which is awesome. So, anyway, so yeah, the last phase then is going to be sort of the scramble phase, and that's going to be again boson, flashcards, and these network lessons that I skipped, which is 3.4 through 7. Yeah. So that's the plan. And let's see if we can figure out what new stuff they have in here. So I can do custom, and I can do under modify setting. This is one thing I really love about. Let's do it larger so everybody can see it. Randomized question order. Is there a way to see like the last? I'll bet if I do smart mode, it will show me the new questions. Okay, check that out. So notice as I update these settings, it tells you how many questions that will be. I probably have some keywords on here, that's why. Okay, let's do this. So evolving technologies, record. All right, so let's take that out and go back. You mean to tell me, oh, let's take all these out and do just evolving technologies, 30 questions. So then let me do enable smart mode 4. Smart mode means exactly as it says, exclude questions I've already answered correctly. So basically in 3 months, they've added 4 questions, it looks like. I'm going to move this over here and just pull those up. I can't help myself. I'm curious. I want to see what the topics are. I've seen that question before. That is related to configuration management tools, OpenStack, Cisco ACI. I already know these answers. So I don't know. It doesn't seem to be a lot really new. Maybe they've updated a lot of the other sections of the exam. You know what would be curious? Let's look at the blueprint and see the new areas of the blueprint and see if they've included questions on it. Let's see. gRPC, I do not remember. Or Git. So let's see if they have, and I'll show you all the way to do this. Like, let's say you're trying to test yourself just on a specific topic. Let me switch that to the active screen here. So I just went through all of them, right? Exit exam. So now let's do another one. And we'll do modify settings, random question, random as answer, enable smart mode. Let's disable smart mode and let's just look for Git. 8 questions. Now I don't remember seeing this questions on Git before. Okay, that's good. Maybe my initial test was not accurate or something. Let me start the test and see. Oh, never mind. That's just because GIT is referenced somehow. Yeah, I don't see anything about like Git repos. All right, so there's a lot of great questions in there, but again, I think it falls short in terms of evolving technologies for sure, but that's everything right now, right? People are still trying to catch up with evolving technologies changes, and boson kind of needs to do the same. All right, so back to this outline here. Even G, so this is what I did yesterday, folks. We can't hear the music. Okay, I can't either, to be honest. You know what? Thank you for that, man. I think, I guess it's because I don't have a playlist set up here. Yeah, I'll fix that. I need to get that set up. There's... All right, thanks for that. So anyway, that's where we're at, folks. Now let's talk a little bit about yesterday and what we're about to do in Azure. Let's go to dev.azure.com, which is DevOps. EvenG Lab Builds project. And I have a sprint board here. Yeah, this is all I worked on yesterday. And I didn't until like around 4 o'clock had a breakthrough. I mean, we're talking I sat down and just worked on this solid and struggled getting it. And part of the reason for that is I shot for the moon first. So my idea was that, okay, I'm going to write out some notes here. Lab build project is basically so you create a key vault. You create SSH keys on local machine. Store those keys in Azure Key Vault. Deploy new Linux VM and copy SSH keys to new VM. All right, that was my idea, but here, what I started out doing was saying, okay, you know what if what if I can create, is there a way for me to create the keys on the key vault? So instead of doing the local machine, I said, okay, let's try to create them on the key vault, and then when we try to connect over SSH, instead of copying the keys to our local machine, we'll just use reference the key on the key vault. So that way we never have to have a copy of the keys on our local machine, but we can still communicate. That was shooting for the moon. I should have started simple. I even tried to figure out a way how to, I was working on how to generate SSH keys using OpenSSL using a passphrase. A passphrase I would not know. Like the passphrase would also come out of the key vault. And that's just too much. I struggled with that for a while. I kept making it simpler and simpler and simpler until I finally figured out, okay, what I really need to do is just create it on my local machine. It's okay to have a few manual steps. Create it on my local machine. Copy those up to the key vault as strings, as secrets. Not as keys, but as secrets. And then when I build the VM, using the JSON template and deploy it, the JSON template will copy the keys. And then when the VM comes up, I'll be able to log in without having to use a password. In fact, logins will be disabled on the VM. And I got most of that going yesterday. Like I had manually deployed the VM and copied the keys. And it worked. So now I'm at the phase where I'm really at this phase, this fourth phase, updating the VM deploy template. So if you've never seen how this works in Azure, some of this might be really boring, but this is how a lot of shops are doing, not just Azure, but AWS or the other cloud providers. Everything's an API. So you're either using some sort of CI/CD system. Azure happens to have their own that you can use. Some people use Jenkins, things like that. Or you can use for configuration management on your VMs. You can even use Ansible, Salt, and things of that nature. So I'm just more familiar with Azure DevOps and ARM templates, so that's what I'm using. But we're going to go back. I almost got the new template updated, and I'm at the point of troubleshooting that right now. So one other cool thing that I already knew about but I never played with really until now, because I don't tend to focus on virtual machine related things in Azure, but I am getting more and more involved in that. And being well-rounded. But there's a way to deploy a VM. So let's say, I'll show you, right? So let's say I want to deploy a new virtual machine. Where's my other one? Did I delete it? Yeah, I deleted it because I'm ready to redeploy. Let's say I want to add a VM the manual way. And let's move this over, our portal over here. And you know what we're going to do? We're just going to load iTunes, where I have downloaded already some of these songs. Put that on desktop 1. Get our desktops organized here. And let me know if that gets too loud or you can't hear or something like that, please. Okay, we can close that. I think we can close that. Close that. Can't hear the music. All right, let's see. We can't hear the music. Let me turn it up. That might be too loud. As a matter of fact, let me pull it up on this machine over here. I have a computer right behind me. I can check my own sound. It's kind of loud. Okay, so, all right, thanks, Packet Chaos, appreciate it, man. So yeah, let's say you want to create a VM and just call it whatever. VM, test me out, please. And you select your size, right? You get these options. I can either do an admin account or I can do SSH public key. And you just put your account and paste your SSH public key in here. Easy enough, right? Yeah, sure. That's easy enough. We want to use a key vault though. So let's just say test. And we're not going to actually create one, right? We're just going to disk, yep, fine and good, vnets, nsg, fine and good. Okay, so this is the extensions part. This was one I'd read about but never taken the opportunity to actually install. And there's all these agents that are preloaded, right? I can do a custom script for Linux. And Kaspersky, Acronis, or some built-in, right? Control M agent BMC. And this is a good one, Network Watcher agent for Linux, depending on what you're doing on your monitoring. Yeah, this is a custom script for Linux. So if I do that, it's going to say, what are your script files that you want to install, right? And you can select a script file. And the cool part is this part, cloudinit. So cloudinit is a way that you can say, all right, and this is what I want to leverage going forward. This is a future phase. I started to use this, but you can essentially create a YAML file. And this YAML file can be used it's supported by Ubuntu 16.04. And there are other solutions too if cloudinit is not ready for your image. It's in preview for some of these, but yeah, you create a YAML file. You could do package upgrades, true, packages to install. They had a better example here at another page. Yeah, this is documentation for it. So this is a whole project, and maybe it's not just, so I'm assuming this is not just for Azure. I mean, this might be, maybe this project works for other cloud providers for Linux. Availability, let's see. Okay, so this is Ubuntu. Ubuntu images available on EC2, Azure, GCE, and many other clouds. That's cool. Nice. So this is not just something you would use for Azure. This cloudinit YAML files could be used and moved to other clouds, right? So anyway, I played with that yesterday. I got that going, and I did a manual build. All went well. So then I took the manual build, and you know, whenever you build an object in Azure, you can download a script to just immediately rebuild it, right? So I could go here, automation script, and this is pretty much anything, and I can export this. This is my template file. These are JSON, right? This is my JSON template file. This is my parameters file. Now it's not completely reusable. You have to update it. This is if you're going to do it from Azure CLI, which is basically Bash. This is how you do it. The PowerShell, .NET, Ruby. So I could download, and then I can just add this script to a library, or I could try to redeploy right here. So what I did yesterday is I downloaded it. You know, oftentimes you're not sure how to build something using the templates or PowerShell or Azure CLI. You can just create one manually, then download the automation script and tweak it, right? The other thing you can do with that, this is just general Azure stuff too, I guess, and probably true for, I'm sure, for the other cloud providers, is there's a repo that I need to download. Maybe I haven't downloaded. Yeah. So they actually have a repo, and I've posted this in our Discord, where, okay, so maybe you don't want to manually build it, but there's pre-made templates out here for just about everything that you could do in Azure. So yesterday I resorted to, there's one called VM with SSH key. Let's see. It's a big repo, but you could clone it. Linux serial multiple disk, Linux VM secure password. That's easy enough. I've done that before already. Yeah, you can do a secure password. In other words, you can enable user login authentication to the Linux VM, and you can just say, I'm going to put or generate a secret in the key vault, and then that secret is what will be used to configure the password on the user account on the Linux VM. You may never know the password. You may never have to know. But you could run things against that VM referencing the secret in the key vault, right? I thought it was really cool too. Today I watched some of Dmitry Fiegel's stream, and he's actually looking at another open source key vault product. I mean, folks, if you're not familiar with key vaults yet and securing key vaults, it's really important for automation, right? Because you can't start creating all these scripts and these templates to deploy stuff, whether that be VMs or routers or switches. You can't just create these like in text. Like that, let's say this is a template in plain text, right? Well, I have to put this text into a source code repository. I'm not just going to keep it on my hard drive. Well, even then, it's not good. But here's admin username and password. So you can't have these passwords stored in clear text. So as we start to automate things in networking and elsewhere, there's this whole issue of not just passwords, but also certificates. Managing those certificates, private keys, for example. And of course, that's when we get into key vaults. That's why we need the key vaults. And it's very important to know how to interact with them, to both put information in, lock information in the vault, and to unlock information in the vault or reference it. I first hit this issue when starting my automation sort of journey with Ansible and the F5, and I wanted to create some F5 scripts, and I did. And I did do some deployments using Ansible, but I ran into this issue. Well, Ansible also has a vault application that requires Ansible Tower and a license, but it is a key portion. Anyway, so I did that. I now have my templates, which I can close this now, I think. Well, we'll just leave it open. And let me clone down the latest, because I was not working off this machine mostly. So what we need to do is even g lab. No, it's not that one. It's lab builds repo, and I need to do a git. Actually, what I'm going to do. Because I have a working VM deployment template here. Let me just copy this whole folder to my desktop. Yeah, there's something wrong with it. So this one works. Like, this is one I deployed previously multiple times. It works great. I don't know if I'm digging this green. I was using a different color scheme on other computers. Don't get me wrong, I like it, but this green is a little, I don't like the text color there. So they have some schemes here. It's important, man, your colors. Color is important, especially if you're going to spend all day in a text editor. Oh, this is cool. They've updated the settings. Microsoft is updating stuff all the time. Let's see. Features. I could just do color theme. Here we go. Kimball Dark. Let's see what Visual Studio Dark looks like. That's kind of gray. Oof, that's too rough. That's pretty easy on the eyes. Nah. Yeah, that's hard to read. Notice what is happening if you're new to Visual Studio Code. See, it recognizes the file format. It's on auto detect. I could switch it manually, but it switched to JSON. Automatically. This is where you have your extent. Oh, that's live share. This is where your extensions are. So there's an extension I need that I installed somewhere else where you can automatically. There it is. ARM. Yes, I need this. Because with the ARM template, you create your template file and then your parameters file. This will automatically generate your parameters file, which is really sweet. Markdown lint, yes. Oh, I like this too. Yeah, so many good extensions. All right, let me close that out. So yeah, this is a working one. I know this works, but I need to do a pull on this repo and get the one that's not working, and we just need to fix it. Yeah, git pull. Test YAML. Yeah, there's some cleanup to do here. There's the script I want to use. The script did not work. It tried to call the script. The YAML seemed to have worked. You see I've got some key vault stuff going on here, secrets. There's a lot going on. There's some cleanup to do. Anyway, let's open the one that's not working. Git sync, builds. Okay, yeah, I'm getting some errors on here, so yeah, that color's not doing it. I may switch to the one I'm used to. Hey, thanks, Pack of Chaos. Yeah, I know you are in. It's pretty late for you, my friend. Thanks for tuning in, and appreciate all the feedback on the music and the encouragement. You too. Hope you have a great week. Good guy, Packet Chaos. All right, which one am I using? Peace out, my friend. No, I'm not there yet. I think it might be this one. Yeah, this one looks easier to read. So this one works, this one doesn't. Of course, I've totally reworked this thing. And I'm getting an error on the network interface. So I want to compare that to this. Let's just collapse the parameter section. Variables. And we'll, okay, here we go, right at the top, network interfaces. Yeah, network interfaces, all right. Can I do a side-by-side compare here? I think there is a way to do that. Okay, sports file comparing working files lets you compare the changes in different modes. You can leverage the feature either with File Explorer sidebar or a command. That's sweet. Okay, you can change the setting to view the changes in inline mode or merged mode within the code compare window. Okay, select for compare. Nice. All right, let's try that. So we can go here and here. Compare selected. There's a way to do this too, the view mode. View. I want, that is side by side technically, but let's close some of these. Where'd my Safari window go? Did I close it? Shoot, so bad about that. Select compare with settings. You should be able to view side by side. Compare window with color. Okay, compare with settings. Okay, that's going. Oh, this outline feature too. I learned about this week. This is awesome, man. Lets you quickly navigate. All right, just so I'm a novice, so I'm going to close this. Save it. Yeah, I really only want to compare two snippets of code. VS Code, compare snippets. Partial diff, yeah. Oh, this is an extension. You can compare selections within a file. Oh yeah, this is what we want here. Yes. Oh, this is cool. Yeah, baby. Reload to activate. Let's do it. All right, so I'm going to grab 2 snippets. Let's go back to our outline here. Yes, resources. And this is the good one. This is on my desktop. And this is the first one. So I want to compare this text select text for compare. Nice. I love this. I wish I would have used this a long time ago for change control or change scripts. Okay, here we go. Yes. Check that out. Okay, name. So this is 1 through 9 are different. Okay, let me see if I can interpret this output here. Type, where did I start here? On name, okay. Name and type, that makes sense. So that's okay. Okay, this line is the same, that's why it's white. API version is different. Interesting. Oh, I bet I should change that. Yeah. So can I change in line? Probably. Weird. So for some reason, when I deploy from the portal, I deploy both these templates from the portal. And one of them uses an older API. I wonder if that's because of some of the features I selected. Location parameters, okay, that's fine. That's different, but depends on is up here. And this has public IP, network security groups, virtual networks, subnets. Yep, all the same. Name, API version, yep. Properties, these are all the same. These white ones. Okay, private IP address. Oh, these are not even in the other one. I didn't think I needed that. Yeah, it basically assigns. Yeah, that's the thing. Sometimes you download it from the portal, you get a lot more parameters than you really need. So I'm going to actually take those 2 out. Yeah, that's a given, I think. Oh, like, cool. It dynamically marks those with a different color. Public IP address. Wait, actually, this one had dynamic in there. I need to put that back. It's dynamic, so I don't need to specify it. Okay, public IP address. These are different. This is what it's barking about. ID equals resource ID. Oh, that's why. Okay. This is the type. So I left that out. Or wait, this has it. This one doesn't. Resource group name. Okay, that's the difference. So I'm going to copy that over. This resource group name I don't have. And that's calculated, so yeah, it goes before the apostrophe. Marks the network public IP address, okay. Parameters public IP address name is all that has. Pip name, yes. Okay, so that's good. We should be good there now. Subnet is agreed. Okay, this has a variable, subnet ref. This is a line it did not like. Right here, this line. All right, so we're gonna just copy what's in the other one. I was trying to get real fancy with this, I think. That's usually where we go wrong, right, folks? Perfect is the enemy of good. That's the agile mantra. Perfect is the enemy of good. Okay, yeah, so that's fixed. Subnet is not yet fixed, okay. Boom, subnet ID is a variable. Good. I don't think I need primary equals true because there's only one. Yeah, my philosophy is take out as much extraneous information as you can if it's not needed. Okay, that's orphaned. Need to bring him over. This also does not have, okay, dynamic. Yeah, I don't think we need that either. Private IP allocation method dynamic. Subnet ID, and then we need the public IP address. I like this order better. It seems more logical. Public IP address ID. Okay, let's look at this. Yeah, that one's good. All right. Enable accelerated networking. True. Enable IP forwarding. I don't think we need that. Network security group ID. Variables NSG ID. Man, that looks a lot cleaner. Let's do that. Okay, depends on I'm going to leave depends on in here. I think that's okay. All right, let me look at the variables section because I think I didn't have any here. Variables. Yeah, nothing. So we need to have these variables here. NSG ID, VNet ID. Yeah, I don't like how they're named. I know I'm being picky. VNet. Okay, this is my resource ID, group name, Microsoft Network Security Groups parameters, this parameter. Oh, that's the network security group. Okay. NSG, here we go. Parameters, parameter resource NSG name, yep. And virtual network name. Right here. And subnet reference, subnet name. Subnet, what isn't like there? That's the other thing, you got this problem analysis tool here. Okay, secure string, sorry. Yeah, I'm ignoring that. That came directly from the template, so. Yeah, it has the same problem with these, and that's bogus. Okay, so that looks better. Yeah, I'm going to change the name of these to just to be. No, I'm not. I'm going to leave it. Okay, I think that is better. So what I'm going to do is save this. That's cool comparison tool. I like that. Do I have primary equals true here? I don't think I need that. All right, so let's see if all this works. I'm going to do a save. And let's do a commit. Post comparison dates to network interfaces. Post comparison. Local commit, and then we're going to run it from, we're going to do a test run here. So what's cool is you can actually launch a terminal on your local machine here. You can even share this through a live share. I wonder if I could do PowerShell. I have, we don't need it, that's okay. I have PowerShell for Mac. Full disk access requires to work correctly. Yeah, this is the new Mojave permissions. Full disk access was being requested by iTerm. The beloved iTerm 2 for the Mac. Will not have full access until it is quit. Okay, quit now. I partly just want to do this to test it. PWSH. Okay. So let's do, yeah, this, I don't know what's happening here. I'll have to work on that later. All right, we'll go back to Bash. And we'll do an Azure deploy right from here, a test deploy. So there's a couple ways to deploy your templates into Azure, right? You can, there's several ways to do it. You can deploy it via Bash. It's also the Azure CLI, right? So you can deploy it via PowerShell. Because what you could do is you can go to PowerShell, or you can, from Bash, you could say log into Azure, and it'll prompt with the login screen. And then once you do that, you're connected to all your Azure resources, and then you could do any Azure CLI command that you want, like deploy, test deploy, template. You can deploy them through the portal. You can also deploy them through your own source control and CI/CD system like Ansible, or what I'm going to use here eventually is Azure DevOps. Of course, those systems have to have permissions to your Azure resources in order to do that, right? But anyway, so let's see if we can get this working. I don't know if that'll work right from Bash. Okay, cool, it does. And I'm already logged in, so there we go. So let's see. Okay, let's go to source, into EVNG20 folder, and we want to deploy this template right here. So let's see. I've been doing this in PowerShell, so I need to get familiar with group deployment create. Okay. Exactly what I need, but I want to do a test. Let's see. Let's see, Azure CLI test deploy. Generate R2, this is a group export. What a local template. Azure resource group deployment test. Yeah, that's the command with the PowerShell. Test template, test Azure template CLI. I'll bet this has it. Let's see. Validate. Okay, that's what I want. Azure group. Yeah, if you're not sure, you can just hit AZ here. And welcome to the cool new Azure CLI. These are all the different things you can run from here, which is just about anything. So we're going to do AZ group deployment. Validate. And we're going to need at a minimum the resource group. Thought it would show me. That's okay. It's SCU RSG EVNG20, I believe. Let me double check. I can also query here any of these, anything that is in. So there's a couple ways to view what your resources are in Azure. Obviously through the portal. Close that. Oh, here's my prompt. Accessibility features. Everybody wants to control accessibility features, which I guess is your mouse. Fine, I'll let you. I trust you, iTerm too. Safari. I thought I had it open in Safari. Oh, it's okay. I can't keep Windows open long because I just get lost with so many windows. So yeah, resource groups. It's underscore. SCU, RSG, even G20. Then I need the template file. It's right here. And parameters file. It should allow me to select deployment name. Oh, it requires a name. Okay, that's different. Validate, verbose, debug, output query. Where does it say name? We'll call this SCU RSG even G20 1. And parameters. I need to be able to specify a file. Template file, parameters. Yeah, I don't want that. Azure CLI, template, deployment. The template can include parameters that enable to customize for well, that's a bummer. All right, we will do it from. Yeah, don't want to do inline parameters or a parameter file. Exactly. Template parameter file. That's from PowerShell though. All right, we'll just do it from PowerShell. Another way to do it, folks, is via Cloud Shell. Or instead of from here, we can just do cloudshell.azure or yeah, shell.azure.com. That way we'll just get a full screen and never had this many problems. All right, and we will do PowerShell. Let's confirm. And let's copy up. Let's upload them. Parameters JSON. This is a little more interactive because you can do, let's see, SU. Yep, it'll autocomplete those. Template file. I think it's template file. Yeah. Template.json, template parameter file is parameters.json. All right. So this will give us some troubleshooting here. The template resource, unable to evaluate template language function resource ID function requires exactly one multi-segmented argument. This is the same error I was getting. I don't evaluate to, okay, line 244. Let's do a save. Well, let's, oh yeah, network interfaces. Yeah, it's mad about something here. Template resource, SUINT, EVG21 at line 24, column 9 is not valid. Unable to evaluate template language function. Resource ID. Public IP address. Function requires exactly, okay, and Microsoft Network, Virtual Network, subnets, comma. Oh, is that on the dependencies? You know what? I think I can just take that out. This is what it's having trouble interpreting. That's fine. We don't, as long as the NSG is there, this thing can run. Okay, why don't we just do that? File, save. Then we'll re-upload, which we would not have to do if my PowerShell is working here. Let's see. Let's do rm template.json and re-upload. Okay, and then let's try to run again. The template resource, all right, different line, 633, probably the same thing. Whatever I did, I just repeated it. So that's good, we're making progress though. Wait a second. 633 is here, so it's the NSG security rules. The template resource Headline 603 is not valid. Current function arguments, Microsoft Network Virtual Networks, comma. Okay. And where's that located? It's on these dependencies, yeah. NSG name. .633 right here. Okay. Let's take that dependency out. I did not have this many dependencies on the previous version of file. .630. The template resource. Okay, so it's above that. Up here, parameter resources. It probably doesn't like this one either. Oh, it's down here. It gets to line 630. All right, let's put the dependency back then. I misinterpreted that. Yeah, I don't even think I need to create a subnet here. Let me look at my other one. That's network interface, virtual network name. Okay, subnets. Do I just not have that? I do have subnets. Okay, parameters, resources, VNet name, parameters, resource allocation, parameter resource VNet, properties, address space, prefix 1, right? Subnet name. Parameter, subnet name, properties, address, prefix. Oh, I think I see the problem. I'm putting the VNet prefix here instead of the subnet prefix, so it's like all confused. Got it. That's the problem. Okay, so we have VNet properties address space address prefix. Then we have resources VNet subnets properties address prefix. That's the problem. Oh man, this was killing me yesterday. At least I think this is the issue. So let's go back to where the VNet is created. Virtual networks. And this is the subnet. Okay. Okay, that should alleviate all that craziness. Why doesn't it like this properties? Let's double check everything else. Well, let's save and just see if we broke some dependencies. I think those dependencies are fine, but I just want to check. Iterative, right? Don't. I'm getting better at disciplining myself and not trying to fix everything at once. There we go. Upload. Did I not save it? No, I saved it. Okay. All right, so I think I understand this problem now. Deployment template. Line 633, comment unable to evaluate template function resource ID. Yeah, so it's saying virtual networks 10.9.0.20. That should be okay. $633. RSG name. I don't even see it reference. It's somewhere where those prefixes, they must be mismatched somewhere else. So let me just check all of these. Okay, it's getting down here. Subnets. The name. This should be the VNet name, not the prefix. I don't even think we need this because this is already defined. This is like duplicated. I think we can take it out. Don't worry, folks. Soon we'll get to some cool stuff. I know this is boring. Yeah, let's look at our legit one. And did I see subnets listed twice? Yeah, it's just a very... Okay, we don't even need this part down here. This is garbage. That's the problem with downloading the template, is you end up with garbage. Okay, now let's try it. It took me... You see how many lines this is? This is like... I basically had to revisit all these lines yesterday. Redo the names of the parameters. I have a certain standard to go by. So yeah, it was basically a redo, but a clean redo. And we should be able to get it working now. So let's remove this again and upload it. I gotta get the PowerShell working. Okay, this is okay though. Key vault is not defined in the template. The resource key vaults. Okay, let's see. That's good though. We fixed one set of errors. Whew. Oh, is that a parameter file? Let's see. Okay, we had 3 secrets in the vault. Is this not used? Let's see. Okay, it doesn't have any problems with the parameters file. But let's see that error again, the resource. Microsoft.keyvault. Is not defined in the template. It's not defined. Oh, is this not used? It's there. Key vault secrets. Yeah. Secret. Oh, do I just have secrets and not the vault itself? Secrets, secrets, secrets. Okay, that's the problem. That should be separate. So like there's another script to create the vault. We see deployment template validation failed. Now, am I referencing these secrets or am I creating these secrets here? I think I'm trying to create them. I'm not even doing anything here. Properties attributes is true. Yeah, we're not even doing anything in here. The secrets are defined already. Let me just double check that. Didn't mean to do that. Let's see. Let's probably get tired of this music. Let's do a different playlist here. All right, lab builds. So here's the key vault. This is where we create the key vault. The access policies, and then we have secrets here. It's not happy about I don't think we're using those yet in this template. There's resources key vault name. That looked a lot different in the other one, didn't it? Concat parameter slash. This does create a secret successfully. Copy secrets copy. We're not even doing that here. Yeah, I think we need to take that out until that can be cleaned up later. They're just like blank. Okay, that should take care of that. Yeah, we're not referencing these variables anymore, so I think I can take them out. These parameters, I should say. And I really want to get this thing to run before the end of the day, hopefully. All right, so that is done. Let's take it out of the parameters file. Yeah, we're not even really using this here yet. We will be though. Yeah, what we're doing for now with the key is just, the key is spelled out. So here's the, no, that's the image we're using. Here's the key. So this is the public key, which is fine. Right now we're only talking about the public key. So this is an RSA public key that gets copied to this folder on the VM. That's the username, EvenG. So, yeah, we're not using the vault yet. We will be though. That is definitely a goal. All right, we're gonna save that, close that, save this, and hope that this time it runs. Let's see, RM parameters, JSON. Yeah, I was playing with keys yesterday. Certs, man. That will probably be the cause of death on my report. Died trying to resolve a certificate problem in the cloud. Gotta love certs. All right, let's try it. Now this is just the test. So this is just validating our template syntax. Template is not valid. The tracking ID, now that I've never seen. Template deployment. Okay, I'm a little lost for words there. Resource group name, EvenG template file, template parameter file. What is invalid about it? Does it not like the schedule? I've done that many times. All right, let's pull up the other one. The one that we know worked. Outputs tags. Okay, we got, see, that's the same. That doesn't really matter. It says the same about both of these. Value is not accepted from image. Missing property mode, I think that has the same. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what that's about. We could just run it and see. Let's just run it. Invalid template was not valid according to validated. The tracking ID is see enter errors for details. Never seen that. PSR resource manager error. All right, well, let's do this. Let's just do resource group name, template file, template parameter file. Okay. This should give us more detail. Oh, invalid address prefix formats. Is not formatted correctly. It should follow CIDR notation. Oh, is it actually looking for... Huh, not sure what I did there. Okay, that's the problem. So that is with 10... CIDR, huh? You'd think I know my CIDR. I think I've got it correctly here. Yeah, so this is prefix 1, 10.199.00/20. And then 10.199.00/24. Subnets and VNets address space prefix 1. New Azure error message address prefix parameters resource VNet properties address space. Oh. I could swear I've done that same network on the other one. Let's see. Address prefixes. That's parameters file. On the desktop. Parameters resource. Okay, yeah. List of blocks. Address space, bracket, address prefixes. All right, let's see what I used on the other one. Ten 199.00/20. How is that not CIDR notation? And then the other one, 10.190/24. It must be the wording. All right, I'm just going to override it for the moment. And just put it in parentheses right here. See if that's an issue. Same here. That's the name. Here's the prefix. Oh, this should be an array, maybe? No, it's just... (10.199.0.0/24). The string here and here, string. So weird. Okay. Does that need to be in brackets? And quotation mark. Yes. Okay. Try that. See if that appeases the monster here. Hello, I found you on Twitter. Love PC gaming, working at Knox. Fun stream because this looks interesting. Hey, Delwyn. Glad to have you along for the ride here. We're having some fun with networking. Actually trying to set up a network lab in Azure. Well, automate the setup of a network lab in Azure. So just testing our templates here, because we want it to be automated as much as possible, so, and repeatable and packageable. Let's see, supply values following parameters. I love gaming also. I just have not been able to do as much as I would like. Maybe one day I'll be able to do some more. I had a little respite with Escape from Tarkov. That's an intense game, man. Also, I like to watch, like, to relax, I'll watch speedrunners doing the Halo games. Yeah, that Tarkov game is so addictive, man. Okay, that passed. The test passed. Yes. I don't know what it... You know what? I think it might be, and I got a warning about this. This name might be too long. Let's fix that, because... Yeah, I think the parameter name was just too long. I was trying to follow my standard. Yeah, Tarkov, man, that game is so intense. I love it. I just love... I love watching it. I watch Deadly Slob a lot. Let's try this. And a few times I tried to do anything, I just got slaughtered. Of course, that's the kind of game that you're gonna get slaughtered in the beginning. You're just gonna... There's so much to learn, man. Yeah, I also like watching G Faust at night. Like, I'll watch him because he's so... This is gonna be a lab. Yeah, this is in Azure. I have through my employer, I have a MSDN subscription or Visual Studio subscription. And I get $150 a month just to play in the lab and learn stuff. So I'm trying to build the biggest like router lab that I can. And the most I can do is like I have limits on my subscription, but I can do up to a 20 vCPU and 160 gig of RAM box. And I already have another VM running that I lab in. Routing and switching, yes. I'm working on the CCIE, Cisco Certified Internet Working Engineer, routing and switching, expert level certification. And it's intense. Oh, I don't want to do that. All right, so I passed the test deployment. Now we're gonna go ahead and see if this runs. This is Azure Cloud Shell. So what I did is you can deploy a template, and a template in Azure can basically have anything in Azure that you can deploy using these JSON files. So you can download sample files and modify them yourself. Okay, we got an error here. That's okay. I'm okay with this. The template function is not valid. Resource group. Okay, I wondered about that. It's trying to get queued, and I copied this from somewhere else, but it's trying to get queued and copy the or use a function to determine the resource group. But I'm fine to just spell it out. The other template's not doing that, so, and it's under the public IP. I saw that. Where was that? It's probably line 232, column 9. So when it says 232, I never know if does that mean here or up here. It seems like down here, but oh yeah, here we go. Public IP address. ID. Oh, it does need the resource group name here, apparently. How was I doing this in the other one? Oh, because, so do you use like a virtual cloud router for this? No, I use the regular, like the same router images that I run on my local machine. I use EVNG. Is the name of the product. Oh, is it still trying to deploy? No. Maybe. It's incremental, so it may have tried. Incremental mode is a default, so essentially failed. Okay, provisioning state. All right, we got a couple errors to work through, and that's okay. All right, let's fix this error though. We're gonna take out you can also take, I mean, there's some router images that work, like older router images that you could actually, yep, EVNG is just like GNS3, and you can put GNS3 in the cloud and run it. It's only been, I mean, somewhat recently that the cloud providers have supported nested virtualization on their VMs. So with that, you're able to do run, viral GNS3 or even G. Well, I'm not sure about viral. I don't know if anyone's done that. Yeah, I think people have on packet.net. That's on physical servers though, so yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, so yeah, these are different. This says network interfaces. Resource ID, resource group, name, comma, Microsoft.network public IP addresses, comma, parameters, resources, pip name. Yeah, I don't see what's different about these. Let me look in the public IP address section. That is line 170 here. Oh, I don't have, no, I have the SKU. And a tier. Do I have a tier? I don't think I have a tier here. So what I'm gonna do, oh, SKU name and a SKU tier. Yeah, that's right, I left that out. Okay, that's probably the issue, hopefully. I'm just gonna hand jam it and see. And if that's the case, we'll fix it later. Famous last words. Heard of people using VMs for lab, like this a few years back. I think they use a CSR. Yeah, you can use the CSR 1000V. For sure. In fact, I know one of the people in our Discord did a video of how to set up even G in Google Cloud using the CSR 1000V. So yep, for sure. All right, I'm going to save this and see if that made a difference here. That's the thing, even though you do test VM deployment, it doesn't mean that the actual deployment, of course, is going to work. All right, let's test this one out. Okay, I was happy with that. Now we'll do new. Let's see if it deployed anything. Okay, it did not. Let's look in this resource group. Some of the stuff might already be here, and I could go, oh yeah, so it created some of the stuff. Even though this is idempotent, I want to go ahead and delete it just to make sure. Yeah, like the pip is already there. Storage accounts, yeah, let's delete them all. Okay, so it got pretty far. So yeah, as part of this deployment, it creates a virtual network, a subnet in the virtual network, It creates a 3 storage accounts and 3 disks, or blob storage. Blobs in those storage accounts. So you have storage accounts, and then you can, inside a storage account, you can do a file share, a blob, database. There's different things you can put in there. But that's where when the virtual machine boots up and is provisioned, it will use those storage accounts. All right, let's try it again. See what happens. Yeah, man, that new. I wonder what's going to be in the new patch. I haven't really followed. I think it's going to be a wipe, right? Like a complete wipe. Which everybody, I always love watching, like right after a wipe. That's always fun. Okay, still doesn't like the network interfaces. The template function resource group is not valid. Network interface says it failed with message, error code, invalid template, no process template, language expressions 4. It does not like that. Why is that? And that's when it's trying to deploy the network interface. Category not specified, exception, fully qualified, error ID. Template output skipped, at least one was failed, yeah. Okay. And what line was that? The network interface. Line 232. So it's definitely up here, I guess. Network interface, resource ID, Microsoft Network. Okay, it doesn't like this. The end of this section, and this section is the virtual machine. I wonder if I broke a dependency. Like if it's trying to deploy the VM before, I took some of those out that I didn't think I needed. You know what we can do? This is really cool, folks. If you haven't done this before. So I haven't committed in a while. So what we can do is look at the ones I took out. So if I look at template, it's supposed to open the changes here for me. All right, this is working tree. Close that. Okay, the ones in blue, basically in blue is where the changes are. Here we go. Okay, I shortened that. This is the great advantage of Git, right? Took those secrets out. Okay, depends on public IP, network security group, and subnets. I think I can actually put that back. Is there a way to put back? Oh, I can review changes like this. That's cool. what are my options here? Well, in the meantime, let's see, can I do this? Well, it shows me, but I don't know if it's going to let me do anything. Oh, I can select a change. Revert selected ranges. Okay, cool. Okay. Nice. There we go. This VS Code is awesome. All right, address prefixes. Okay, we hand jam that. Got to go back and figure that out at some point. Took the secrets out. We don't need to worry about that. And yeah, we didn't really need this. So key vault name, address prefix, secrets. Just reviewing it once more. Depends on. Man, this is slick. Okay, we're gonna leave that as it is for now. Okay. Yeah, that dependency may have network interfaces. Okay, so that may have been the problem right there, because that's the one I removed. So let's see, I've heard of, yeah, deal, man, good deal. All right, that's probably the issue. Learn a lot. Could not find file. Oh, I didn't upload it. Huh? Anyone doing no shave Movember? I'm looking a little. I've been a little lax. Command led add rib parameters, supply values for what didn't it like? Oh, did I also? It doesn't see the parameter file? Okay, I guess I'll delete that too. All right, I'll load it. New command supply values for following. Okay, I don't understand what's happening here. Parameters.json, template.json, test, deployment, resource, root name. SU, RSG, EVE, NG20. Oh, there's a little apostrophe there or something? They put it there. Template file, template.json, template parameter file. Did I copy the wrong one? Complete. It can't find the resource group name. What is going on, Azure? Come on. The resource group is there. That looks the same to me. All right, I'm just going to reconnect. This is acting strange, like it's not letting me. Give me PowerShell. Switch, confirm, yes. Oh, thank you. Okay, let's look. Type parameters, JSON. Okay, looks normal. Not JSON. Okay, that looks normal. All right, so let's try it again. Test, Azure RM deploy. Sometimes the Cloud Shell will weird out on you. It will. Resource. Like normally I can hit tab and it will autocomplete. And it's not doing that. Okay. Template file. Template.json, template parameter file, a parameter cannot be found that matches parameter name, resource group name. Is that even in there? Did it revert my parameters file? Did not. I don't even see that. A parameter cannot be found that matches parameter name, resource group name. At line 1, character 24. Okay. Let's see. Azure get AZ. Resource group. SCU, RSG, even G20. Okay, it sees it. It's good. SCU underscore RSG underscore even G20. A parameter kind of matches parameter name. It thinks that's a parameter? Named it thinks that's a parameter. Do I have to do double? Okay. This is very strange. Test Azure RM deployment. That's what I've been using. Test RM deployment. Positional parameter. That I was just doing this, folks. Does it have my history here? Okay. Same command from the history. And it's like it's completely freaked out. All right. More than one way to skin a cat here. Let's use a different browser and try that again. Or let's just try it from here. That's so weird. Now it's doing autocomplete. That was not working before, I don't think. Resource. Let's see. Runs on a temporary host, times out of 20 minutes. Tools, Linux tools, Azure tools. Test Azure RM. Am I typing it wrong? I guess I am. Okay. Test, that's the problem. Azure RM and the help is not working much at all. Test Azure RM. Test Azure RM resource group deployment. Okay, resource group name. Why is that not turning green? Test Azure RM resource group deployment. All right, let's do this. Copy. RSG, no, SCU, RSG, even G20. Template file. Template.json. Template parameter file. A finish parameter cannot be found that accepts argument hyphen. Oh, okay. I see that. Okay, I go along with that. Don't have a problem with that. But the template file, it shouldn't be that hard. And it's not reading the prefix, the parameters. Template. Cat parameters JSON. The JSON file is there. Test hyphen Azure RM resource group deployment hyphen resource group name space. Okay, I want to line this up. Now, if this gets any more like rudimentary, I don't know how else to make it more rudimentary here. Test Azure RM resource group deployment space hyphen resource group name space SU underscore RSG underscore Eve NG20 hyphen. Okay, I see a possible mistake here. Template uppercase file. It is case sensitive. Template parameters file. Okay, let's do it this way. Template.json. Where's that character? I don't ever use that character. There it is. Template. Is it parameter or parameters? I wonder if you can't do that from... No, template parameter file. Parameters.json. Okay, it's not reading it. The other thing we can do is just deploy via VSTS. I honestly think there's something up with the with like the Cloud Shell or something. Let's see. Errors corrected with subnets with CIDR. So we're going to do a commit. We're going to upload it to DevOps, and I'll show you how that works. Problems loading. Schema. Unless there's a typo in here somewhere that was introduced by accident. Oh, I think this thing just, yeah, it has both. That's fine. Doesn't know what it's talking about. Okay, so now we push that to our repo. So what we can do now is go to dev.azure.com and redeploy through our CI/CD pipeline. So let's just queue this bad boy. This is, you know, I've been testing using PowerShell. This is like the real way to deploy. It's harder to troubleshoot errors here, but this is the most robotic way to deploy it. Okay, it does have a problem. They're not present in the original template. Okay, that's fine. We ended up not using those. That's easy to fix. That's news I can use. Like, that's feedback that is easy to correct. VS Code. That I can deal with. So we have a template, 2 of these that we ended up not using. Prefix. So I'm just going to take them out. Wait, that's not the one. This one. Hey, Side of Origin, thank you for that sub, man. 3 months in a row. Glad to see that you're able to get back. He says, yeah, 3 months, been MIA for a little bit. Glad to see you still going at it. Yeah, man, I have 57 days till the next exam. So, yeah, I understand. Sometimes we get out of Win 401. Thank you for that Twitch Prime sub. I do appreciate it, my friend. Thank you all very much for the support. That is awesome. Yeah, I understand being out of MIA. It happens. Like since I've been streaming, I've really not gone sub high, man, 2 in a row. The sub train going. I've never had a sub train on here. Yeah, good bits all the way. Sorry, that's the only that's my best my first emote. New job role plus studying for my attempts soon. Been a wild month. Site of origin, what attempts are you going for? Remind me again. And you're out of UK, is that right? Attempt number 2. Now, is that written or lab? That's lab, right? USA. Okay. How'd you confuse with someone else? Lab attempt. Oh man. Yeah. Hey. I understand. Yeah, you're the you have that great blog, right? That I have referenced a few times, I believe. Yeah, thanks guys for the support. I appreciate it. Yeah, hanging in. 57 days till the written. Yeah, barely missed it and failed it the first time. I'll get to this. So I'm curious, site of origin. If you don't mind saying, like, what was it? Which section, I guess, is going to be your kind of your focus? That's good then. If you feel like you barely failed it, pass TS and diag, fail config. Okay, yeah, gotcha. Well, man, that's cool. If you feel like you barely failed it, then of course with the CCIE lab, you could never talk yourself into a sense of. It's easy to develop a false sense of security, right? At least that's what others have told me. That just because you barely missed it the first time, you could horribly fail the next time. But it is encouraging. I mean, in other words, I'm saying that not that that would happen to you, but that you can't let down your guard, right? They grade the thing so hard, but it is what it is. Yeah, so, well, man, that's good, though. That's so much better than I took my first attempt, and I got, like, 10 points in each section, you know what I mean? So that's good. So maybe it's just a matter of speed. Sometimes if you pass the T-shoot and the troubleshoot and the diag and just struggled during the config, and you barely missed it, then maybe it's just a matter of speed, hopefully. Speed can always be remedied, right? By repetition, and also, as they say anyway, I haven't taken the lab yet. I have no authority, but, you know, from what I've read, that essentially the planning phase, when you hit that config, yeah, I know is important too. And that's good news then. Hurry up and get that, you know, before 655, 3, 6 or 5 is handed out. Maybe that'll be your number. That would be awesome. Who's gonna get that CCIE number? Okay, I think we fixed that in a template. I'm getting close to, hopefully, I'm just debugging right now this, for lack of a better term, this VM deployment, this EVE-NG VM deployment. Oh, so broke 60K CCIEs at phone. Yeah, that's what I've heard. We're gonna take this parameter out, and we're gonna take this parameter out, and they should match. And I thought I had, yeah, 2 changes. All right. Parameter bugs. All right, let's recommit. And we're going to push. And requeue. Oh, good. I hope it skipped. Yeah, good. All right, requeue this bad boy. Yeah, I have a studycation coming up this week. It's Wednesday through Monday to really jam before, you know, my next written. So I've actually got it. You know, I'm one of these jobs where you don't get to carry. You can only carry over so many. Template parameters supposed to be net properties. And now it wants it? I thought I had removed references to that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to studycation. Oh, it does reference this here. Resource ID. Okay, it's been renamed. Or has it? Is that one I took out before? What is this for? The VM? No, network interfaces. Taking it out. Cut it. Cut it out. Rip off the Band-Aid. All right. Sometimes you just got to go on blind faith. Especially if you're trying to get meet a deadline. I don't have a deadline, but I'm trying to get this done so I can get some dinner. All right, here we go. Man, I worked on this SSH key issue yesterday until I was determined. I didn't want to eat. I didn't want to get up to go to the bathroom. I just kept, you know, I was in the mode. Sometimes you get that way. Starting deployment. Okay, that's a good sign. That's a very good sign. Yeah, I've got EvenG, I've got a storage blob, so what I'm gonna do add later, and this already works, like this is a separate template, but essentially, right, clone the VM, or, you know, deploy the VM. Oh, shoot. There's something it didn't like. The template function eSource group. Okay, so that's just a typo. That's funny. eSource group. No, we need a resource group. I would normally just be testing this via Cloud Shell, but for some reason it is. Where's eSource? Oh, there it was. I found you. How did you get in there? That's what it was griping about the whole time, I think. Coding. This is our future, folks, I think, for a lot of us. Scripting and editing JSON templates and debugging. It's exciting stuff, though. I worked on this all day yesterday, and not just because I was trying to get this project going to the next phase, but I enjoyed it. This is very powerful, this DevOps, this CI/CD system they have. It's so cool to just make an edit on, like, just delete, just for fun, delete all your stuff, make one edit. And actually you can set this up so that, I don't have it that way now, but you can set up this pipeline such that if you push a new change to the source code here in this repo, it will automatically deploy it to whatever stages you have set up. Like I just have prod in my little lab here, but you could have, you know, dev, integration, test. Okay, we got closer. Invalid resource reference. In the same region. Okay, virtual networks, resource groups, SEU, RSG, Microsoft Network, virtual networks, SEU, VNet, EVNG. Network interfaces. So the network interfaces is trying to reference this network interfaces section has given me so much trouble in this template. Variable subnet ref. Subnet ID. I think there's a default. Could just let it do that. Let me see what this other one was doing. Microsoft Network Interface name. Do I need to create that first? No, it's the dependencies are there. Let me see. Did it try to create the VNet? It did. And it creates a subnet just fine. You know what? I'm just going to put it in there. Parameter subnet name. Oh, the parameter's wrong. Parameters resource VNet name. Ah, that's a problem. Okay, that's the issue, I think. syntax, upload, and redeploy. You see I'm on build 57. That's like clean up some windows here. Didn't mean to clean up the chat. Yeah, so folks, this week I'll be doing some more streaming, especially like during my studycation. So we'll be doing some labbing of, VPN technologies, MPLS. Hope to get to some IPv6 tunneling. Well, actually, no. So probably this week it'll be mainly, depending on how far I get, it'll be some MPLS, multi-protocol BGP, and DMVPN, the tunneling technologies. Hell yeah, choose the right time to check out the channel. Yeah, man. I don't know if that's a good area, of interest to you, but kind of wrote out a little bit of a plan earlier. While that's running, we can review that. So yeah, Wednesday pretty much all day. Like, again, I'm in study mode. I'm preparing for the written exam. This will be my third attempt. I've had 2 other attempts this year, unsuccessful. Not crazy far off, but the second time was lower, had a lower score than the first time. Believe it or not, happens. And I've rescheduled this one a couple of times on the retake just because of family responsibilities and things like that. Family duties. Had to do some travel that unexpected, unanticipated. So, all right, this is good. It's still running. But yeah, so it looks like this week, I kind of set out my 60-day goals with 60 days left, really 57 days, but I'm using Network Lessons. I've used different resources throughout, in the prior attempts, but I'm really liking the Network Lessons because it has a nice mix of some reasonable sized labs and video and really well written explanatory content. Then I hope to have sections 4, 5, and 6, which those match the blueprint. So VPN technologies, one is security and the other is system technologies, right? That's not the right word for it, but and then I need to dive deeper into the changes, because the last time I took the written, it was Evolving Technologies 1.0. So there have been some changes to it. Like I spent a good bit of time learning like OpenStack, and that's not as big. So yeah, IPsec, get VPN. That'll be hitting hard. I hope to finish this unit this week during my vacation and start into infrastructure security, which this one and services were VPN was my weakest. VPN technologies, the IP6 part, yeah. And the layer 2 tunneling, yeah, that's I hope to hit. That'll be my focus this week for sure. All right, so far so good. This is a good sign. This usually takes between 5 and 10 minutes to fully deploy all the components if it works right. So this is our resource group. Oh yeah, here's the disks. Well, at least one disk so far. VNet, NSG, public IP, 3 storage accounts. So all that's left is 2 disks, 2 additional disks, and that's the OS disk, so that's good. Yeah, I've been hitting it really hard, so like pretty much all available hours the last few weeks, and I decided yesterday I was going to take a break by working on some Azure stuff, this Azure project a little bit. So that was nice, but now we're going to get back into the grind for sure. Switch that up. Still deploying. That's good. That's good. That's what we want. Yeah, I deleted some of the things before. This is incremental, what's called by default in Azure DevOps. Any repo that you ask it to deploy, it's going to do it incrementally. Yeah, so while that's still running, we'll just go through this again real quick. Ah, got an error. Shoot. Close. Did not mean to do that. So close. Valid schedule ID. Okay, we got pretty far. Click to expand view in the context menu. Okay, this is a schedule. So what this is you can set a policy on your virtual machine to avoid, you know, it's a shut off policy, shutdown policy. And I've deployed this before without an issue. Not sure what it doesn't like. Let's check and see. Probably something very simple here. So I changed all the names of the parameters. Target resource ID. Let's see what my good one has. Virtual machine name, yeah. Auto shutdown, time zone. Oh, this has, should this be in quotes? No, this is an integer. Target resource ID. Time zone ID, target resource ID. I don't have the unique identifier. I think this needs to go. Yeah, that's because I copied it down. All right, depends on location, tags. Depends on, that's here. Properties. Enabled. Task type. PVM shutdown task. Daily recurrence. Time. Time zone ID. Auto shutdown time zone. Notification settings. Status. I have that disabled anyway. We don't even need this in here. target resource ID tags outputs. Okay, that should take care of that. Commit. I don't see the changes. Didn't ask me to commit. Yeah, that's a nice thing, you know, limited budget. You can save a lot of money that way. People can play around in Azure or Google Cloud, AWS. Just turn your machines off when you're not using them. They don't charge you. Right? Okay, now it's saying, now it's catching up. All right, removed target resource ID on schedule. Commit, push, and queue. So close, so close. That got really far along. Yeah, so VPN Technologies, basically I'm here, 41B, VRF Lite. I'm actually like right here, PEC, BGP, I think I even did that, so probably on RIP, PIGRP, OSPF. We have VRF Lite route leaking, mpls VPN extranet route leaking, and then encapsulation, GRE, and DMVPN. I'll be here a while. Yeah, I need some DMVPN time for sure. This should run faster because this is idempotent, so like I said, incremental. It's only going to, oh shoot, it got there pretty quick. Show in subscription, resource group, and with name shut down. What doesn't it like? Invalid schedule ID. That's okay. It may still deploy the VM. Well, no, it won't on the schedule. So close. Parameter schedules, properties, daily recurrence time. Time zone ID. I wonder if that is not an integer. That may be a string. Time. It is a string. That's the problem. That I thought so. When I saw that green 30, I was like, Yes, it is very particular about that. Let me open the parameters file too, because it's wrong there. Oh, that's this size. No, that's fine. 2359. Okay, value. Yeah, it needs to be in quotes. That is a problem. Save. Oh man, I hope that's it. Hope that's the last one. The other error, I'm not too worried about. Script. Yeah, that was a temporary file, so VM's reported, VM extension provision error. Let's just put null there. I think that'll work. Let's put null on that parameter. Custom script for Linux, yeah, null. I don't really have that worked out yet, but I'm going to. I want to put that in a storage blob and then reference the blob here. All right, fingers crossed. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Oh, I didn't commit. Gotta commit. Next corrections. There. Pushed. New build. Go. That's good. That failed pretty quick. Which means that essentially a lot of these are already built. So this is the other cool thing, is you can look at this resource group in Azure. Let's say someone doesn't have access to, or something happens with the DevOps instance where your source code is, where these logs are, you still basically have a log here in Azure of all your deployments, how long they lasted, etc. And you can select the deployment and download it, right? Well, that's the download. The details you can download. What should I don't? Yeah, you can redeploy. So you can redeploy from here as well. Dude, this is so. I mean, once it's working, the automation is so powerful. It's just getting it working. All right, the schedule should be created in subscription, resource group, and was shut down, compute. What didn't it like? Invalid schedule ID. Extension with publisher, type null, and type handler could not be found in the extension repository. Okay, 2 errors, not too bad. Invalid schedule ID. I want this to work so bad right now. Schedule ID, time zone ID, target resource ID. Okay, dependencies there. This should be okay. Schedule ID. I have done this before. This has worked before, no problem. Primary location. Gotta be, all right, let's use this new tool we learned about, the comparison. Compare text, select text for compare. Yeah, the frustrating part is this is all stuff that has worked before. Like, it's not, this is not the new part that I introduced. All right, I did a select text for compare. Previous selection, yeah. Cat. You know, I bet it, okay, so it wants a specific format of the name. Okay, that's fine. Okay, I gotcha. It's telling me, it's saying should be created with the name shutdown compute VM. So it wants shutdown in the name. Yes. What did I call it? Yeah, I didn't call it shutdown. That's interesting. That's one of the first times I've seen that, where it is very specific about the wording of the name. All right, fine. Have it your way. We'll just do this. Copy. Yeah, it's very specific here. Concatenate, so. And the virtual machine name is called something else. Here it is. It is that parameter. And that means we can remove the other name parameter. Should be telling me resources schedule name. Should be telling me it's not referenced anywhere, but it's not. I get it. You've been doing this a lot. VS Code, I understand. Schedule. Hey, what was the other error? Microsoft OSTCE extensions. I don't really need that right now. This is under extensions. Yeah, I kind of need that. Oh, it didn't like the command. Null. Okay, gotcha. We can take that command to execute out. Wait, which one was it? Type handler version 1.4. Type null. Custom script for Linux name, yeah. It doesn't like either of these. All right, we'll take those out. I do want the extensions installed. Let's take out command to execute. Oh, we are kind of hacking right now. Let me see, did I have that before? Settings file URIs. All right, I'm going to gamble. Take that out. Happy birthday, TCP/IP. Phil's birthday, man. Yeah, what birthday was that? I saw a tweet at 45 or something like that, or... Happy birthday, TCP. TCP is complex, man. I read that Routing TCP/IP Volume 1 and TCP/IP Illustrated books. Cover to cover. I love those books. Yeah, so yeah, I loved it, man. I was like, yes. TCP getting a little long in the tooth, but still supremely prevalent on the internet. I really like the idea of what is it called now? Quick, yeah. Quick makes an attempt to sort of, okay, this is the value for the template parameter resources, VM extension custom script at line 1. I thought I took that out. All right. There was a recent show on Quick. Okay, I somehow managed to like kind of screw up this section, so we're gonna come back to that. Removed custom extension. I wonder if PowerShell is working now. It's not the first time I've seen the Cloud Shell act kind of strange. It's definitely not the first time. Yeah, Vent Surf, right? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Parameters, resources, VMs, extensions, custom script for Linux name. Gotta be kidding me. Custom script. Oh, I didn't take this out. Alright, I understand. Well played, sir. Well played. Yeah, you can't have a parameter in there and not use it, which is kind of annoying. Like, I removed it from the parameters file, but you've got to remove it from the template, from being defined in the template file as well. It don't like that. It does not like that. Do it again? Why not? As far as I know, like, this DevOps instance is free. At least, like, the, well, the repos are free. Of course, you know, Microsoft now owns GitHub, I should say. not Git, but they own GitHub. But yeah, they definitely got a good repo. So this is free. And then the pipelines, I don't know if that's free or not to use this. I doubt it, because when you do a deploy, like, it spins up a container that has to run whatever deployment you're using. So, but I can't imagine it being that much. I have noticed in my, oh yes, finally, the virtual machine finally deployed. All right, still a lot of work to do, but we have an established baseline and the, all right, so here's the thing. I built this, I created SSH keys on a different, it built, yes, finally, succeeded. And what it will do is, depending on what you want, but I have it set, I mean, it's the default behavior, which is going to boot the VM by default. So if we look at virtual machines, not that one, this one. It's 20 for 20 vCPUs and version 01 is why it's 01. You see it's got a tag here. Yeah, it's up and running. It also deployed the DNS name, which is cool. Public IP, so I can connect later. I'm going to be doing, at a later phase, I'm going to actually be doing a firewall configuration. Right now it's just using a network security group. Still provides sufficient protection for what I'm doing. But what we're going to do is, I created SSH keys on another machine. So I'm actually going to see if I can SSH in by copying these secrets, which I have access to. So I'm going to copy this private key to this computer. And then we're going to try to SSH to this box. Let's see, I want to save this to, I'm going to save my desktop for now, and this needs to be just, I'm going to use the host name, which is yeah, I'm going to use the full, I think that's how I built it, is with this DNS name. So that's private key. I should be able to go to a terminal, and let's see. There it is. So let's move SU DNS to, I would just move it here for now. And we should be able to, this might be my known hosts. Let's move this just in case. Wow, it doesn't even let me. Interesting. That's just a little different format than I'm used to. It actually put the keys in the known host, didn't it? All right, so we're gonna do, let's just try it SH. Even G. Okay, add it to known host. Permission denied, public key. Let's see. I don't have a config file in here, do I? All right, I'm going to play with that, but that key should work. It did the other day, and this VM is running. This VM here is, yeah, 20 vCPU, 160 gig. It's a beast. All right, so I'm going to just stop it for now. We'll probably end the stream there, folks, and I'm going to get something to eat. We got a deployed VM, which is great. We got some tweaking to do still with the extensions. And the extensions, the VM extensions are going to allow me to kick off a script as part of the deployment and install packages, and also run a script to install the actual EVE-NG software. I also wanted to do a copy. I'm going to copy the viral images that I use up to a storage blob or a storage account VM share, and then I'm going to have the script copy the images over to the VM and modify the text files appropriately to add those images into EVE, and that's all. Just quite a bit of stuff still left to do. But at least we have the VM provisioned, and we added the SSH key copy, at least I think. And we'll wrap it up there. Thanks so much, folks, for hanging out with us. Tomorrow I'll be back to strictly the CCIE blueprints. So yeah, thanks, Downwind401. Yeah, appreciate all the support, folks, and hanging out in the chat. Hopefully this was helpful or encouraging. And we shall see you back here tomorrow stream, Mondays through Thursdays, 7 to 9 p.m. Although this week, starting on Wednesday, I'll be streaming like throughout the day, starting Wednesday through the following Monday. So yeah, come hang out. Y'all have a great Sunday night. We'll see you back here tomorrow.